Okay, my team, that they are fantastic people. They are telling me that we can start the presentation. And here we go. It was 30 years ago when I had the chance to meet Johan Cruyff. I was living just next to the Camp Nou when Johan Cruyff was the coach of the Dream Team, and I had the chance to watch him hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trainings, and also a lot of games live. I had the chance to meet Guardiola, Koeman, Romario, Laudrup. It was unbelievable the way that they were training. And I was impacted for one thing, the way that they were playing the positioning games. I could feel the pace on the ball. I could see the position of the body shape with the high rhythm that they were playing these positioning games. I really was impacted. That is why from that moment, I was inspired from Johan Cruyff all my career. Johan Cruyff was a fantastic player, one of the best in the world, for sure. He won the Ballon d'Or in 71 and 73 and 74, 3 times. And also in 99, Cruyff was voted European Player of the Century. He joined clubs as Ajax, Football Club Barcelona, also more clubs. Also, he was a fantastic player with the national team, with a mechanical orange. But if I think that Johan Cruyff was one of the best players in the world forever, from my point of view, his biggest impact in the football world was the Johan Cruyff as a coach, with his way of playing, with his inspiration for so many coaches, and especially also for me. He was a coach in Ajax in 85 until 87, 2 years and a half, and then he joined Football Club Barcelona from 88 to 96, 8 years. In that period, I told you before that I was watching the way that they were playing was the 3-4-3. It was absolutely amazing. How fast they could move the ball was a very clear way of playing. You could really see the impact of the coach in the way that the team was playing. But also I had the chance to watch a lot of hundreds of trainings and games in the youth academy, because he was 8 years in the youth academy in Barcelona. Also, he likes to take care of the young players. You could see also all the teams playing the same way of playing with 3-4-3, and you could see exactly the position of the players in the same way that the first team, they were positioned on the field. That it really impacted me. And from that moment, I thought that this is possible to do it with all the teams. I'm Albert Capellas. I'm from Avignon. I was born in 67. I'm a football coach. And first, I would like to say thank you to all the audience. I know your time is valuable. I know that you have a lot of things to do. And for me, it's a big pleasure that all of you are joining us in this webinar where we will present the platform of Cruyff Football methodology. Also, I would like to say a big thank you for Johan Cruyff, but especially to Jordi Cruyff, that I had the chance to train with him in Maccabi Tel Aviv in Chongqing, and also to the family of Cruyff for the trust. For me, it means a lot that they give me the trust to roll this platform with their support, and we will do our best to help all the coaches and all the players to try to understand better the game, to try to have better trainings, and also to try to play better, inspired with the Cruyff Football methodology. That for me is one of the most attractive football methodologies in the world, because it's offensive, because it plays with a lot of energy, with a lot of courage. We always want to play attacking football and an amazing football, especially for the spectators, because at the end, football is entertainment, and that has to be fun for the kids, for the professional players, and also for the audience. Actually, I am the under 21 Denver national team coach. But before that, I joined a lot of clubs in my career. Of course, in Club de Futbol Gavà, but I had big experience in Football Club Barcelona. I was 10 years there. I was assistant coach of Barça B when Andrés Iniesta was a player. the best player that I ever trained. Then I was coordinator of the Youth Academy for 7 years, the head of methodology. We had fantastic experience, a fantastic period of Football Club Barcelona where a lot of players would join the first team when Guardiola was the coach of the first team of Football Club Barcelona. Then I have been in Eredivisie in Holland with Vitesse, where I had the chance to train with Peter Bosz. Peter Bosz was also a coach in Ajax. I joined him as well in Borussia Dortmund as assistant coach. And now he's the coach in Bayer Leverkusen. And he's one of these coaches that they really are inspired with the Cruyff philosophy. And with my discussions with Peter Bosz, I also understood a lot of more things that it helped me a lot to grow as a coach. Then I was in Denmark with Thomas Frank in Brøndby. And then my present was to train in Maccabi Tel Aviv and in Chongqing Lifan in China, where I was the assistant coach of Jordi Cruyff. And that was the moment that we could build our relation. And we decided to make this project come through, to make a platform to help the coaches, to inspire them, to create, to help, to improve the coaches of the future, but also of the coaches of the present. And now, after some years later, now we are here, the moment. But I start in a very low level. I was a football teacher in the school, and we create our team, was in the Escola Garbí, in Esplugues de Llobregat, and they were my laboratory, my I+D. And we were playing exactly in the same way of the first team of Football Barcelona. 3-4-3, we were training rondos, control pass, positioning games, small-sided games, and they were playing unbelievable. And that was the moment these boys who helped me to understand that you can play this kind of methodology with all categories, with all teams. And now it's something that I can say because I tried to do it all my career in all different levels. But also I have this passion to give lectures. As a coordinator of the Youth Academy, but also when I was in Holland or in Denmark or even for the DBU, I had to do a lot of lectures around the world, talking about football, helping coaches to become better, at least a little bit. I always say that we don't have the truth. We only share our experiences, our knowledge, and then for sure, outside, there are coaches that they want to listen to us, and maybe we can help them to become better. The last experience that I had was to stay in Financial Times in London, invited for Simon Cooper's. That also was one of my biggest experiences as a lecturer. And that is one of my passions, and that is why now I decide also to help all these coaches to be a better trainers, to help the players to become better players. With me, they are joining the project, helping us, Jordi Fonaloy and Pep Oliver Diaz. They have been a lot of experience in Football Club Barcelona, more than 10 years in experience in the Youth Academy, training in the best period of Football Club Barcelona, and now they are joining this project to help us to create content, to discuss about football, to find the way that we can help you the most. Now is the moment to tell them thank you very much for also your trust in this project, and we will do our best to have a great success in the future together. I'd like to share one video that is, one game is Real Madrid 5-0. I showed these videos a lot of times because this is the team of Pep Guardiola derby, the Clásico, where they won 5-0. And as you know, Pep Guardiola, he always say that he has been inspired from Cruyff football methodology, the way that Johan Cruyff was playing football and understanding the game. And now, before we start a little bit, the presentation is to talk about what we are talking about. Because behind this action, that is a very long ball possession, there is a lot of aspects that you should know. For example, move the ball quick, good technique, good pass, flat passes. There's a lot of things that we will try to explain a little bit today, but also if you can join our platform in the future. The first thing that you have to know is about the three-piece principle, because the Johan Cruyff philosophy is based in the three-piece principle. First P is the P of possession. It's a good possession, of course, with purpose. Disorganizes the opponent and create attacking opportunities. We don't want to pass the ball just tiki-taka. No, what we want is pass the ball to find the right moment to change the rhythm, make a key pass and create a chance and maybe score a goal. As much goals as possible. The second P is the P of positioning. Good positions enable effective ball circulation in possession and quick counter pressure when losing the ball. A good position, it helps us a lot to keep the ball longer and wait for the right moment to change the rhythm. But also, if the positions are good on the field, if we lose the ball, we can react very quick and try to get the ball back as quick as possible. That is why it comes the third P, the P of pressing. We say, good positioning and possession enables effective pressure. We say the 5-second rule and a quick ball recovery. When we lose the ball, when the team loses the ball, is a moment of chaos. The opponent is not organized. That is why it's the best moment to try to pick up the ball back as quick as possible. That is why we say in 5 seconds, we try to press the ball and try to get the ball back. And then if we win the ball back, we are frustrating the opponent and you start to win also the mental game. As I told you, I was inspired for the positioning games in the way that the first team of Barcelona, they were training in the training camp next to the new camp in La Masia. If I had to choose only one drill out of all of the ones I used in my trainings as a football coach for more than 30 years, I would keep the positioning game 4 versus 4 plus 3. Now we are already inside of the platform that also you can see how you can use the platform with your teammates, with your coaches, when you want to educate your coaches in your clubs or you want to have individual talks with your players, are interactive drills. And now what we do is 4 against 4 plus 3 is 7 against 4 in attack, and we have always 4 defenders, and we have to move the ball in maximum 2 touches, and we have to avoid that the opponent can get the ball back. Okay. We will come back later to this drill, because for me, this is the most important drill. And as Johan Cruyff said, in positioning games, there is almost everything what happens in the game, except, of course, the shooting on the goal. Everything was organized around the ball. There is only one ball, so you need to have it. He had this theory, Johan, that if you have the ball, the opponent cannot do anything. That is not only, to have the ball is not only for the attack, it's also one way to defend. He say, if you have the ball, it's the best way to defend. That is why everything in his team was organized around the ball. The same with positioning games. But that is why you need intelligent players, players who can understand the game, who can be creative, who can think faster, who can have a very good scan, look around to get better information, more information, because if you have more information, you will take better decisions. And that was his focus. Train and play with intelligent players with high-level technical and tactical skills. He was not focused with the physical aspects of the players. He always says quality and talent beats the physical power. And with this kind of philosophy, in 2010, when Guardiola was the coach in the first team of Barcelona, 3 players who were educated with this philosophy from a lot of years in the Youth Academy of Football Club Barcelona had the chance to be in the best positions in the Golden Ball in 2010. That is one of the biggest achievements for the people who were working in the Youth Academy in that times. Because you can imagine how happy we were in that moment, because it's the biggest prize that we can get the players from the Youth Academy being the best players in the world. When we talk about positioning games, we say that you can find everything what happens in the game, of course, except the shooting. We have the phase of attack, the phase of defense, of course, the transition attack defense, transition defense attack, and also this fifth phase that we say is the phase of chaos, because during the game there is a lot of moments that is chaos. You don't know exactly who can keep the ball, and if you can control these movements, you can get a lot of advantages during the game, and it increases a lot the chances to win the games and of course to play better. And we use these positioning games to train these essential concepts of the game's phases. Because in every phase, we have fundamentals, concepts that all the coaches should know if they want to train better, if they want to play better, and if they want to develop better players in their teams, or if they want to improve the level of their academy, or even their professional football club. It doesn't matter in which level, championship level or amateur level. At the end, we have to try to do our best in the category where we are. What do we understand by positioning game? Positioning games are drills we use during the training to work on the main concepts of our game system in reduced space. Drills with numerical superiority to work up ball possession, every player's position on the pitch, and the pressure to recover the ball as soon as possible. And as I told you before, positioning games are valid for all ages and competitive levels. For example, in the phase of attack, again, we can go to our website. We can share it in the big screen. This is the phase of attack. And for example, how you have to position your body shape to have a good vision, in which area you can move, stay always between the cones, don't start to run everywhere, keep your position. It will help a lot to keep the ball longer. Always one middleman, that it will help us to create triangles, because that is the key, to create triangles, because then we can pass the ball between the lines by passing defenders, and then everything is easier when you have to play forward. Or for example, to avoid two players stay in the same position, because then one defender maybe can defend two players, and also they cannot pass the ball between each other, and one defender defend two players. Keep your position and trust your teammate. Avoid having three players in the same line, because then we are losing one option of passing. Or don't stay behind the defenders. All these aspects, you have to use it during the game. That is why we use the positioning games and also another drills that also we will talk about it to play better. Of course, everybody has to open passing lines. Everybody has to be available. And that it helps us also to have concentration all the time, that the players, they cannot relax. Don't stay on the corner, because then you only have 90 degrees vision. You can arrive, but you cannot stay there. Avoid staying static on the corner. You can arrive, but you cannot stay there. When the players move to the corner, he shows for the ball and then moves back if he doesn't receive the ball. I go here, I don't receive the ball, I come back. And I open the ball again. Look each other. Two open line passes, with the first line pass, with the second line pass. This is the way that we are preparing our drills to help you as a coach when you are at home, when you have free time. You can prepare your trainings for your teams, and also you are learning the methodology without studying, because you are studying all the time that you are using the platform. These are aspects that we train in position games when we have to transfer them to the real game. Create triangles. We talk, create triangles all the time, all the time. To play with the third man. Always are well positioned, between lines, play easy, play simple, one side, go the other side, play in one touch, two touches, move the ball quick, play between lines by passing opponents. Now the ball is forward, now we can open the game to the other side, we can switch the side, and from there, maybe we can create a chance once we have this structure, the defensive structure of the opponent. Or another concept. For example, the concept between lines, play between lines. We are yellow, we are having the ball. Okay, we use the keeper, extra men to create superiority. And you see now the player between lines, good body shape that he can play forward. And from there, we can already attack the ball. All these concepts you're learning through, of course, control passes, positioning games, etc., that you will find these drills inside of the platform. Or for example, rational occupation of a space. Now we see two players in the same position. That is what we don't want. We want that every player in one position to always creating triangles, that we don't occupy two players in the same position. Or, for example, find the free man, the scan. We are moving the ball from one side to the other side. As Johan Cruyff, he always loved to use the keeper as extra man. He did already a lot of years ago. Now it's more normal to see the keepers involved in the positional play in our build-up. But I promise you that 25, 30 years ago, that was not normal at all. And all the teams in the youth academy, they were doing that already 20, 30 years ago. He's a man who already predict the future. And that is why also when we talk about transition, we talk about the 5-second rule, the way that what we can do when we lose the ball in transition attack defense. We always say the player who loses the ball, because now is a moment that is chaos, the player who loses the ball is the first player who has to make the pressure, because usually it's the player who's closer to the ball. Also continue making the pressing, following the ball, and then the rest players just reduce the space to create superiority, very aggressive, trying to win the ball back as quick as possible in the next 5, 6 seconds, more or less. You cannot press more than 5, 6, 7 seconds because otherwise it's too tired. Okay, if you press 5 seconds, it's no problem because your body recovers very quick this effort. But if you have to run 10 or 15 seconds, then your body takes much more time to recover. And then you get tired, you do more mistakes, you get frustrated, and then the level of the team start to go down, start to fall. We talk about the transition, and now
during the transition attack defense, we have the.
I want to have this explanation because in our website we also produce videos like this. We start to produce these videos to help you to have a teacher at home. In this case, the 5-second
rule. We try to win the ball back within the next 5 seconds. To have success with the 5-second rule, we have to control 3 very important concepts. The first concept is the concept quick reaction. The player who loses the ball is the first player who has to react very quick to try to make pressure and try to steal the ball as quick as possible. The second concept is the concept pressing forward. Because when the player tries to move the ball away of the pressure, the player who has made the first pressing has to continue pressing following the ball with a pressing forward. And now it comes one very important aspect. What happened a lot of times with the players is that they try to stop 1 or 2 meters before. No. What we want is the player continues the pressing until the end, trying to steal that ball. And now it comes the third concept. The concept for the rest of the players. Squeeze the space, reduce the space. We have to use this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds with a very aggressive run in the direction of the ball trying to accumulate more players than the opponent, in this case, 4 against 3. And now what happened if we win that ball is we win that ball. Here we have superiority also in attack. That it will help us a lot if we want to make a quick counter-attack and create a chance to score, or if we want to play simple and try to go to our positions, avoiding the pressing of the opponent.
This is one example of the video that you can find in our website. We will create a lot because this is just a starting point, because we will upload content continuously during the next years. And now some examples that we use this transition, attack, defense in positioning games, that how we can apply it in the game. We lose the ball, quick reaction, a squeeze, reduce the space, accumulate as much space as possible. Now we have superiority, and now we can win the ball back, and now we can switch the side, and maybe we can create a chance to score. Another example, this is for the team in Borussia Dortmund with Peter Bosz as a coach. If you look Bayer Leverkusen, you will recognize this a lot of times. They are the black team with the yellow paints. In 5 seconds, boom, 3 against 1, even sometimes try to defend in front of the defenders. Then it's very difficult to win the ball back. And now what happened? You win the ball. And what happened again is the opponent cannot go out of the pressure and they get frustration because they have to defend again and they have to run again and they have to continue being very concentrated, otherwise they will receive a goal. And what happened with the team who wins the ball back is they get confidence, they get courage. They really start to win the game, especially the mental part of the game. One of the things that I like from the positioning game is to talk about the Superman theory. Okay? And I hope, would you like to train 11 Superman in your team? If you want, I will explain to you Superman's secret. If you say yes, I can explain you in the chat. You can say yes, yes, yes. And then I will explain this Superman theory that is really very interesting and is one of the big secrets that you will learn tonight. Superman was a man who came from another planet, and he had superpower when he was in the earth. But he had superpowers because he came from another planet, Krypton. And now I will show again another video where I explain the Superman theory that it will be hosted in the website.
Now I like to explain a little bit more about the Superman theory. Okay? What happened with Superman? Superman is a man who came from another planet, Krypton. One of the advantages of Krypton was that the gravity was 400 times stronger, more powerful than the gravity on the Earth. That is why when Superman came to the Earth, for him everything was very easy. It's the same in football. If we can play these positioning games in a very small space, what we are doing is forcing the players to play in a very short distance, and they have to think very quick, they have to have a very good body shape, they have to have a very good accurate control and passing, a good scan. We are forcing them to play football in a very difficult conditions. Then what happens when they have to play in a real game, in a real distances, for them is very easy because they are trained in extreme conditions. That is why, if we want to apply the Superman theory in trainings, what we have to do is reduce the space of the field. And from that moment, we will start to force the players to train in more extreme conditions. But there is more ways to do that. For example, changing the rules. Usually, we play the 4 against 4 plus 3 with 2 touches, that every player can use 2 touches before they can pass the ball. But now imagine that I say, if this player play 2 touches, the next player only can play 1 touch. It's the rule to 1. After 2 touches, 1 touch. 2 touches, 1 touch. Now he can use 2 touches. Now he only can use 1 touch. If he plays in 1 touch, now he can use 2 touches. That means we force them to think faster and we increase their concentration. But also, they really have to scan and have good body shape because maybe they only have 1 touch to play the ball to the next player. Another way to do the Superman's theory in football is, for example, they only can play with the third man. They have 2 touches, all of them, but now they only can play with the third man. Now, that means that if I pass the ball to the joker only can play to another player, but he cannot give the ball back. That is why we are forcing him to have more information because we are reducing the possibilities to pass the ball to the same player who played the ball to him. Another way to do it, for example, is flauters, jokers. They have 2 touches, and the blue men, they have only 1 touch. Or opposite, blue men 2 touches, and flauters, jokers, only 1 touch. And one of the ways that I like to train the Superman theory in these position games is what I am doing is, okay, now we start to play with 2 touches. 2 touches, 1 touch, 2 touches, 2 touches, 2 touches, 1 touch, 2 touches, and maximum 2 touches. When after 1 minute, maybe I say, rule to 1, and the players already know that they have to play after 2 touches 1, without stopping the drill. And after 1 or 2 minutes, when I feel that they already control the drill, then I say, third man. And now they know that they have 2 touches to play, but they always have to play with the third man. And they never can give the ball back to the same player. That is the way that we like to train the Superman theories in position game, reducing the space of the field and changing the rules to force the players to think faster.
Okay, a lot of people is asking if you can get this presentation. Of course, we will record the presentation and we will put it in our YouTube channel and we will share it with you. But also, just let you know that if you stay until the end of the presentation, we will have a couple of presents for all the audience who has joined this webinar, and I hope you will like it.
Now I like...
When we talk about Superman theory, this is the team of Pep Guardiola when he was in Bayern München. The way that they were playing.
Das ist jetzt so eine Art Kreisspiel XXL.
This is the 4 against 4 plus 3.
Mittlere Spieler mit dem grünen Leibchen.
With a professional level in Champions League.
Wenn ich das richtig erkenne, ist der Anspieler. Das ist in diesem Fall Philipp
And
Lahm.
good focus with the drill because I will ask you one question at the end of the video.
Mit blauem Leibchen, mit grünem Leibchen. Und dann gibt es die 4 mit dem roten Trikot.
You see the body shape. Everybody respects the position on the field. They play between the cones, always a middleman. They don't run. What they do is move the ball fast. From one side, the other side, jam a player, create a triangle, play with the third man, base on the ball, very quality technical level. Short, long, short pass, then long pass. Try to find the middleman to create triangles. Play in, out, in. 5-second rule, try to win the ball back as quick as possible. Okay, and now it comes the question. Mostly, the passes that you have visualized in this position drill are how many people think that Basically, there are a lot of one-touch passes. How many people think that there are a lot of two-touches passes that they use every player? And maybe a lot of people think that a lot of players, they use a lot of times more than two touches in this drill. Please put your answer in the chat and say one touch or two touches or more than two touches. And also you can say how percentage of one touch, how percentage is two touches, and how percentage is more than two touches. I give you 5 seconds. Answer on the chat. And this is the answer. In this drill that you visualize just a few seconds ago, they played a total of 80 passes. 75% of the passes, they were in only one touch. And only 20 passes, the players use two touches. Only 25%. That is the way that we train the Superman theory, because in a very small space, you really have to position your body very well. You have to think a lot. You have to scan all the time. You have to be aware all the time, because a lot of times you only have one touch. But if you move the ball very quick, it's very difficult for the defense team to pick up the ball back. Because if you play with more touches, it's easier for the defense team to reorganize and make pressure and close the passing lines. But when you move the ball in one touch, there is no time. That is why for them it's easy to play in the very short spaces, even in the real games. That is why that allowed them to play in the opposite field and also very close of the area, even when the teams, they are very compact and they accumulate a lot of players out of the box. And we say, move the ball fast, because the ball never gets tired. And if you move the ball, you expend less energy running. And then you can use this energy when the right moment is there, the 5-second rule. Then you have to be very aggressive. Or when you have to make a deep run, then you can change the rhythm because you are not tired, because we are moving the ball. And the opponent is the opposite. They have to run behind the ball all the time. They are using energy in concentration. Players start to lose the concentration, as we saw with Marcelo in Real Madrid, for example, just an example. There is a lot of examples in all the teams. It's nothing about Marcelo. It's just an example. But we can find much more examples. In every game, you will find that examples. Okay? That is why I like always this phrase. When you play positioning games, you have to use a lot of variables. For example, numerical superiority. One example is 4 against 4 plus 4. In a smaller space, is in attack 8 versus 4. You put more superiority in attack because you put one extra joker. And this is an example with Borussia Dortmund, when Peter Koch was the coach. I am here as assistant coach. And look how they move the ball. One touch, one touch, one touch, one touch, one touch. Everyone in his position, good body shape. The defenders, they had to stop to defend because they even didn't smell the ball. Try to stay diagonal, create triangles, open line passes all the time. Everybody wants the ball. Everybody is aware. And now it looks very difficult, but of course it's difficult. But you can train like this also in your team, even if it's amateur club or in your academy, because maybe the players will not be so good, but also the defenders, it will not be so good. That is why the level, it will be equal, and then you can do these drills. Or for example, reducing the superiority numerical. And this is a training with a very young kids playing with 2 touches, 4 against 4 plus 2. The yellow ones are the jokers. And then is green against orange. They try to play in 2 touches. Sometimes they allow to play 1 extra touch. only when it's really necessary. But of course, if they use an extra touch, a third touch, when it's not necessary, we stop the drill and ball for the other team. Only they can use the third touch when they really need it. And of course, only that the first years, the first times. When they are getting older, they get much more experience. Then we never allowed to play with the third touch. And we can use also these positioning games to train tactics, also with positions. For example, in football 7 or soccer 7-a-side, okay? This is the player number 2, player number 4, the central back number 3, left back number 5, number 6, the offensive midfielder, number 7, the striker. The same in the system, for example, 1-3-2-1. And this is one way through the positional game to train tactical related to way of playing in your team, in this case, soccer 7 for young kids, for under 8, under 9, under 10. At the end, all of us, we need help. I learned from a lot of people in my career. I always had these open eyes and big ears to try to learn from everybody who had something interesting to tell me regarding the game, okay? And that is why I like to use this picture, because a lot of times coaches or players, people around football, they think that everything goes too fast, everybody thinks that they know everything, and it's not true. I am 53 years old. I was learning football all my life. I'm so annoyed that right now I cannot know what will happen with my knowledge after 5 or 10 years later. And I'm so disappointed with myself why I cannot see it now, because I'm no 100% sure that 10 years later I will think different. That is why I have this open mind all the time to become a better player every day, and I learn from everybody. And that is why how from Cruyff Football we could help you. Okay? We could help you through this platform that we have created. It's a platform that we have write all the knowledge through the last 30 years. We have put it inside of the website. This is just only the beginning, because of course we will put more knowledge, because this is a membership platform. Of course, you can log in. And for example, you go to the training and you decide, I want to do a control pass. You go to the control pass and then you say, okay, I'm looking which control pass I would like to use. All of them are drills who are proven. Here we only put quality drills. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Okay, and then let's see, okay, the Y form, for example, you can open, you can see the drill, you can see how it works, and then it's very visual, very fast. In one moment, also you can show that drill with a beamer, with a projector in front of your players, and then you can talk about the small details, about how they have to put the ball, the pace on the ball, the body shape. You talk about the first line pass, second line pass, etc., etc., etc. You train left foot, right foot. Of course, this drill, all of you, some of them, you will know a lot of them. But here we put extra energy to show this drill. And of course, you can stop, backwards, forward, and then you can tell, listen, you have to be lateral. Because now if you are lateral, you can see the third man. Or for example, with a step by step. Okay? When you are here, before you receive the ball, look the third man. And that is something that you have really to put focus when you train control pass. This drill is perfect for 8 years old, but also for professional players who play in Champions League. It's exactly the same drill, only the quality will be better. For example, of course, here you get the explanation in English, you get tips. These are small details that you cannot read it in the books, that it comes from our experience, training more than 30 years football, with these details that you have to tell your players what they have to do to become a better player and to grow as a player. And of course, for example, we say rondos. And I say, for example, the 6 against 2. This is, I think, the favorite rondo. This is the favorite rondo of Peter Bosz. This is the favorite rondo of Peter Bosz. In one touch, and here you can play one touch, first line pass, second line pass, play the ball back, break the lines. And again, with all the things that we saw in positioning games, is the same in this rondo. All the drills that we are using are based in the same concepts to help the players to develop continuously with these concepts that are fundamental to develop as a player. And you have to do that also in early ages. Don't stay on the corner. First line pass, second line pass, third line pass, in a simple rondo. But this is a very high quality. And Peter Bosz, for example, he loves to start all the trainings with this drill. And then, for example, positioning games. We talk about the 4 against 4 plus 3, but now we talk this one. And now we talk, for example, the 6 against 6 plus 4. Oop, now one is blocked. Okay. You can find the 6 against 6 plus 4 with the same concepts, and we create all the possible games depending of the players, the number of the players that you have. And then here, you also can select with the number of players if you want animation or not. We are animating every time more and more of these drills because it takes a lot of hours to make it. And also if it's a drill specific for 7-a-side or 11-a-side, etc., etc., etc. And then you can get small side games, but also we train. What you can get, for example, is playings, animations in 2D. For example, if we talk about the 5-second rule, we go transition, attack, defense. We're talking about the 5-second rule. For example, I don't know why we cannot go in, log in. I have to log in, 1 second. Okay, now we have login. And now here we have the drill to explain how it works, the 5-second rule in 2 dimensions. And then we can talk, okay, we are playing the ball, we lose the ball. The players around the ball, they have to make direct pressing, as we saw in the videos, and the rest, they have to train the rest defense, go inside, squeeze, reduce the space to try to avoid, for example, the counter-attack. And if we win that ball, also maybe we can make a counter-attack in our favor and score a goal. Also, when we talk about transition, for example, we already show videos. We go here, we only see videos. We saw videos. Now we talk about all the playing. Okay. Pam, pam, pam. All the videos. Maybe. And here you can get all the videos that they are animated and also with we already saw the video. We play with the keeper. All these videos animated with the commands that we can use, how to make a better build-up, how we can help the players to play better football, etc., etc., etc. We create a lot of videos to help you to understand. And also you can use these videos for your players and teams or in your academy. Of course, we can find more things. For example, the fundamentals, that here we will put a lot of content related to the way of playing or small documents talking, for example, about the 4 against 4 plus 3, the 3 against 3 plus 4, etc., etc., etc. That here you can find a lot of information about the phases of the game, the playing system, about the scouting, about our philosophy. And if we talk about the build-up, And for example, if we talk about wide and deep, of course, we can say we play the ball, make the field as wide as deep as possible to create much distance as possible between the players. This is just another way to do it. As I told you, there is a lot of things in the platform that we are developing in Cruyff Football. And we have some rules that for us are very important. The first rule is excellence. The platform has to be excellent. We offer the best knowledge in a very visual style, which is understandable for all levels, for youth academies, for kids, but also for professional teams. Second, inspiration. You will find a lot of information that will help you to create or perfect your own training and playing model, because this is an inspiration platform that a lot of things that you will find in the website, it will inspire you your own way of playing, because at the end, we don't have the truth. And we are the coaches with all the knowledge and information that we have, because as much information that we have, we can help better our clubs, our teams, our players. Efficiency. All the information has to be quality information, saving you a lot of time in internet searches, that you will find a lot of information that is not structured. And you lose a lot of hours wasting time to find the right information. We put everything in order using all my experience through these years in Barcelona, in Spain, in Holland, in Germany, with coaches like Quique Costas, also with experience with Alessandro, that I learned a lot from him, or for example, with Peter Bosz, and of course with Johan Cruyff, because I had the chance to talk with him a lot of times, talking about football, about the game. That is why now we are doing this. Accessibility. We offer a platform that is always available, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days per year. It's always available. Number 5, order. A structuring of the ideas with relation to the game and training. Every drill, every animation, every video are connected between them, that everything has one object to teach you, and everything is connected, and we don't put drills that are not connected in this way of playing, because football, you cannot split attack, defense, or transitions. Everything is connected. That is why when we talk about the way of playing, we really have to train in all the drills that we are using during the training. They have to be connected as well, because that it helps us a lot to develop much faster and much better the way of playing of the teams and also of the club. Quality. We prioritize quality over quantity and avoid information overload. To make every video, to make every deal, it takes hours and hours and hours, a lot of human effort. That is why we decide if we put something in our platform is because it's tested, it's proven on the field, we know that it works, it fits in the philosophy of inspiration of Cruyff Football, and we know that these drills can help you, or these videos can help you 100%. Current, modern, and update content. Is a membership. We will continue updating new videos, new drills, and not only new videos, new drills. Every time these drills, we'll try to make it better. Okay? In the platform, in the future, very soon, you will find football sessions from under 8, under 10, under 12, one session, one microplan, or even one season for every age, to inspire you, to help you how to prepare your trainings and to plan the trainings in your club or in your team. And now we have to talk about the pricing, okay? But before we talk about the pricing, I want to tell you that all the players, all the coaches, and all the people who are joining us, that I really appreciate your time. We will give you a PDF with a very valuable information about the positioning games, based in the 4x4+3. You will get the information that you have found in this video, but also more content that it will help you. We have all your mails. We will send you in the coming days this PDF, and you will receive it also in your mailbox. Look the spam box, otherwise you will miss it. If the mail goes to the spam, I don't think so. And the other thing is I also will invite you, for all the people who has attended this webinar, I want to give you another present. And another present is I will offer another free webinar that you, all the coaches, you can ask everything what you want related to the position game and training. It doesn't matter if it's in youth academic, or in a professional level, or even a Champions League level. Doesn't matter. I will be there for you to answer all your questions openly and, of course, honestly, using my experience from more than 30 years teaching football in all the levels that you can find in football. And now we talk about how much does it cost, the platform. Of course, when I was in Barcelona, I saw a lot of people who they were trying to fly from USA to Spain, or from Australia, or from Japan. How much it costs a plane? And how many times you will come to Europe to be inspired from European coaches? Count how much it costs. And also, you have to live in an hotel. You have to spend some nights, maybe 1 week, maybe 15 days, maybe 4 days. It depends how much time you have. You have to eat, you have expenses. And also, a lot of coaches, that is what happened myself. We used our holidays to go somewhere to get this knowledge. And a lot of times I went a lot of places and nobody could attend me because I didn't have the network. And I lose a lot of time. I never lose time. I always try to, it's always an opportunity, but time is gold. And we have to take care about our time. And it doesn't mean that you don't have to travel, because it's important to travel. But through this platform, you will get a lot of knowledge, very quick, very fast, very correct, with a high quality value in a very few time, whatever you need it, without traveling, without expending nights in hotel, without losing time from your holidays. And of course, you will get this knowledge, because a lot of times when I came to Barcelona, I was a coordinator in Barcelona, a lot of people came there and nobody was attending them. And they were spending a lot of money. They came to the club. Nobody was attending them in that moment. That is why I started to learn English, to try to start to help these people to talk more about what we were doing in the youth academy, because I was feeling sad. These people is spending so much time and nobody is attending them. And that is the way that I start to talk with coaches and I start to give lectures to help all these people that they really want to have this knowledge. And of course, the networking, because we will want to create a community with all the coaches who think in the same way, who wants to be inspired from us, from our experience, who wants to be inspired with the Cruyff football philosophy. Because at the end, we have to help each other to get better, all of us, and we have to use all the knowledge that we have and we can offer to you, but also we have to help each other. The platform is the tool that I would like to have when I was 20 years old, 25. That is why I'm making this tool together with the Cruyff Football to help all the coaches, to inspire the coaches to get as much knowledge as possible, as quick as possible, because we want to help them to be better coaches, to develop better players, and to create better academies, and better football clubs. And when we talk about the value of the platform, when we think about all the hours that we have explained, is a project from more than 4 years, thousands and thousands of hours. But we say, okay, we think the value is 1,200 euros per year. And to be honest, I think we could put the price even higher. But now, and only for the coaches who are here joining this webinar, we have an offer for all of you, okay? And one license, it will not cost 1,200 euros. It will cost 570 euros per year to get all the information inside of the website. And of course, maybe you have a friend and you want to buy 2 licenses together. You can go to the plans and pricing, you can go to the multi-license, and then you can buy 2 licenses at the same time with 1 mail account, and you will get 10% off. Or maybe you are 4 friends, 4 coaches who are very close, you can buy 4 licenses, and then we will offer you 1 license for free, that is 25% off. Or maybe a small club, because of course, 1 club can buy only 1 license and be inspired for them. But what is important is that all the coaches of the club can get a license. That is why we create a special program for clubs, youth academies, that they will need more than 4 licenses. And if you need more license, of course, feel free to contact us. So we can offer you a custom price pack that it fits with your level of your club. Because at the end, what Johan Cruyff is inspire as much coaches as possible to help as much players as possible. That is why we are not happy if 1 club who has 50 coaches, they only get 1 license. What we want, that is all of them, they can join the platform, and then we will arrive an agreement to support, because then is the way that we can really make a big impact in the football world to help all these countries that they need help or they want to increase their soccer education. Of course, they can contact us in contactpossessionfootball.com. And now, only for the coaches who are here, we give you an extra bonus, because this offer is only for 1 week. And the bonus are access to the formative capsule of the Football 7 game system, what valued in 87 euros. And also, we will invite you to the next webinar to make questions related to position games and trainings for all of you. And also, we will talk about the way of playing. And we will help you to make all the questions about the platform, about the doubts that you have, but also we will give you knowledge as we did today. As I told you, this offer has a deadline. The offer will be open until November 12th, 11:59 p.m. in Barcelona, Amsterdam time. And of course, you can go to the platform, that the link of the platform is members.cruyfffootball.com. I think my team is putting the address in the chat that you can copy from there. And of course, if you go here in members.cruyfffootball.com, slide launch offer, and if you go here, you will get this offer for you. And this is only for 1 week. After 1 week, this offer will be done, and then we will start with the regular prices for the rest of the customers. Are you ready? Cruyff Football, philosophy playing, inspiring coaches, training, interactive drills, play quicker, think faster, make better decisions, positional play, high pressing. Cruyff Football online platform. Go out and enjoy. Here, I remember for you the link if you are interested in get this offer. Otherwise, we will see you in the future and we will continue to help you in different ways. But I hope you are happy to join our family. From my point of view, that's all. Thank you to all of you for your patience, for your time. I hope you have learned something. We can already inspire you just a little bit, and I hope you can join us, our community, in the future. Thank you very much.